Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Neonode's latest filing, and let me tell you, it's got a plot twist worthy of a soap opera, or at least a boardroom drama. We're talking directors resigning, new directors being appointed, and committees changing chairs. It's like musical chairs, but with corporate responsibility on the line. So what's the big picture? Neonode, a company with a cool name and a slightly less cool business of developing touch technology, just had some changes in its leadership. This report tells us who's in, who's out, and who's now in charge of what. These changes can signal a shift in strategy or just be routine adjustments. Let's dig in and see what's really happening. First up, we have Cecilia Edstrom, a director, who is leaving for personal reasons. Now, the company is very clear that her departure isn't because she disagreed with anything Neonode is doing. It's always good when things end on a good note because it can be disruptive to have board members leave due to a disagreement. To fill her spot, Neonode has elected Didier Schreiber as a new director. When a director leaves, it's important to find a replacement quickly. This way things keep running smoothly, especially for important decisions. This new person gets $25,000 a year for being on the board, which is a pretty standard amount for these roles. Also, Peter Crook is taking over as the head of the Compensation, Nominating and Governance Committee. That is a fancy name for the committee that decides how much people get paid and who gets nominated for what. It also keeps the company in check. To let everyone know about these changes, Neonode put out a press release. That's like a public announcement to tell investors and the media what's going on. This press release is attached to this report, and it's basically a more official and public version of what we've already talked about. This is how companies keep everyone in the loop. Now, let's step back and look at what this means for Neonode. Anytime you see changes in leadership, it's natural to wonder what's going on. Are they changing direction? Is there trouble behind the scenes? Are they going to start printing money? In this case, it seems pretty straightforward. A director left for personal reasons. Someone new was appointed and a committee got a new chair. Simple, right? Looking at the financials, well, this filing doesn't actually give us a lot of hard numbers to chew on. There aren't any financial tables that we can sink our teeth into, so we can't really make a deep dive into the company's financial health. But what we can do is think about the company's position. So what do we know about Neonode in general? They're in the business of touch technology. Now, touchscreens are everywhere these days, but the technology behind them is always evolving. Neonode has been trying to stay ahead of the game. We have to remember that this is a competitive market. Neonode is up against some big players. To succeed, they need to keep innovating and finding new ways to use their technology. This change in leadership might be part of that effort. One of the opportunities for Neonode is finding new markets. Think about cars, appliances, or even industrial equipment. There are a lot of places where better touch technology could make a big difference. This is where smart leadership can really make a difference. Of course, there are also risks. Technology changes fast and Neonode needs to keep up. They also need to be careful about how they manage their money. A solid financial strategy is crucial for any company, especially in the tech world. So after looking at this report, what's our take on Neonode? Well, this particular filing doesn't give us enough to make a full assessment, but we can make some educated guesses. The fact that the departing director left for personal reasons and not because of disagreements is a good sign. The new director and committee chair bring fresh perspectives and experience. The company needs to be very careful to innovate and get into new markets. Overall, Neonode seems to be in a period of transition. If they can execute their strategy well, they have the potential to do great things. If they stumble, they could get left behind. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what company you want us to decode next. We will see you next time.